Week 11 group problem solving, solving equations, problem number 2. Here again you'll notice that the numbers are all different and so that you can just follow the process and not just write down an answer. So on this one, because the second equation is already solved for y, I'm not going to do the elimination method because some of the work's already been done for me. However, I still have a fraction up here, and as many of you have noticed, sometimes it's not as nice to work with a fraction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation and get rid of the fraction by multiplying the entire equation by the least common denominator. In this case, because there's only one thing in the denominator, the only thing I need to worry about is the 4. So when I multiply the equation by 4, I need to multiply every single term inside the equation by 4 to keep the equation balanced, so this equal sign remains true. So I'm going to copy and paste this down for my next step. 4 times negative 7 gives me negative 28. Then 4 times 1/4. Actually, that makes it 4 divided by 4, which is 1, and 1 times y is just y. And then 4 times negative 2 gives me negative 8. Okay, so now I have this equation here and this equation here, and I can go ahead and substitute because this is already solved for y. So I can take all of this and substitute it in for this y, which makes it go pretty fast. So I'm going to copy, and actually I'm going to copy this one more time, and oops, Control Z. I'm going to press Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and replace the y with parentheses so that I make sure everything that y equals, Control copy, or Control C to copy, Control V to paste, all of that goes in for y. Okay, so now the next thing is, well, I don't have to multiply anything here. There's a 1. So 1 times 28 and 1 times negative 8 actually just gives us negative, or 8. Positive 28, negative 8. Negative 28 plus 28 actually cancels out to 0, and I get negative 8 equals negative 8. So I ask the question, does negative 8 actually equal negative 8? Yeah. How long will it? Always and forever, for eternity, which means I have an infinite number of solutions because this will always equal negative 8. That will always be a true statement. Negative 8 will always equal negative 8. That means that this is a dependent system and that these two lines are intersecting at every single point along the line. Some people say, well, they're the same line, and it kind of is. Yeah, when I graph them, they're the same line, but they're two separate equations, so they're just one line lying on exactly on top of the other, and so they are intersecting at every single point, and so that's why there's infinite number of solutions. You could also say all real numbers are the solution, because any real number that I try and plug in there will be true. Real numbers are those that are rational and irrational, but we aren't going to go into the imaginary numbers, and those would not be included. So we just write all real numbers. All right, and so we could also say the same line. You know, I don't really like that one. So let's just say these intersect at every point. I like that better. So these are all good answers, and I would like your work in here. So if you want to do a screenshot of this and then insert it, that would be good, so that we can see your work over here. All right, so this one was a much faster one, and I hope that was helpful. I did not do the elimination method, and oh, we could solve both of these for y to prove that they do indeed have the same slope as we did in problem number 1. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this second one, since nope. We want to copy this one. They're looking very similar, and see if we can get the same slope right here. So Control V, oops, Control v here. We'll take this equation, which is this first one that we changed so that it didn't have a fraction, and we'll just solve it for y by adding 28x to both sides. Add 28x on the left-hand side, 28x minus 28x, or negative 28x plus 28x is canceled, so I get positive 28x minus 8, which when we compare it with the second equation is the exact same thing. So that proves that they are two lines that are lying right on top of each other every single moment of the way. All right, I'm going to do a third video for problem number 3, so catch up with me if you need help on that one too.